Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if anybody's not aware of this, this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategy called compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades. We do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, we're going to be looking at MMTLP and also an important update from a prominent attorney. We're also going to be doing a stock update on TRKA, so stay tuned for that. Before we get started, quick update in terms of what's happening in the market. So headline here from Yahoo Finance, why the biggest banks could be natural beneficiaries of the current turmoil. So we can see here the big banks, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, are currently benefiting by higher than normal deposits. So what we can see here, continuing with the article, we know that's the problems of the SVB, Silicon Valley Bank and also Signature Bank has rattled markets. So one of the impacts of that is that people are basically seeing the larger banks as more attractive, more safe, so certainly positive for them. I'd like to start by giving a shout out here to Curtis and go ahead and check his post out. This is an excellent post with regard to FINRA's response to MMTLP, the corporate action and the U3 trading halt. So what Curtis has done is he has debunked all of their responses. He's responded with some excellent replies and it's definitely a great read there. The other post I'd like to share with you with regard to Curtis is another one that's just recently shared, and that's with regard to the short hedge funds, and he says the rats are publicly squirming, no need to engage or debate with them, and I'm assuming he's referring to many of the fraudsters that are out there. No one can buy, no one can sell. The shorts are trapped, they are scared, and now they are clearly showing it. Shout out here is to Alex, who's just received a response from his congresswoman by the name of Gwen Moore of WI. I'm presuming WI is Win Constant. So please correct me if I'm wrong on that. But more importantly, let's have a look at the response to Mr. Schwinn from this congresswoman. So first of all, she's thanking him for reaching out with regard to the concerns. She's talking about metamaterials OTC market trading under the symbol MMTLP. Then she's talking about FINRA being self-regulatory. Then she's talking about the public announcement, but I think the more important thing here is the final paragraph that I'm going to focus on. She's talking about SEC rules, which FINRA and its members are subject to. She's focusing here on the T+2 after the trade. FINRA has the power to halt trading in certain circumstances based on the timeline. So she thinks it's the timeline. She thinks it's something to do with the T+2, but what she is not aware of, that there was no dividend to be paid under the T+2. What was going to happen is we were going to receive NextBridge hydrocarbon shares. So although she's focusing on the SEC rules there for T+2, what she hasn't done is focused on the SEC rules with regard to shorts closing their positions and also the SEC rules with regard to the infinite loss of shorts. She's also not focusing on the SEC rules with regard to shorts not going into a private company. But what she is focusing on is the T+2, which seems quite strange with regard to this congresswoman. So I'm not sure where her allegiances are, but she goes on to say FINRA has the power to halt trading. FINRA has obviously got to ensure all transactions need to be cleared. So she seems to be going along with the public line. She's also saying she's aware of the Rosa litigation. But I think as far as I can see here, this congresswoman is extremely ill-informed and taking certainly what looks to be a one-sided approach. The thing I'd like to share with you here is some posts by Mark R. Basil Esquire, and he is a securities and public company restructuring SPAC attorney representing public companies in complex financial litigation in federal courts around the country. So certainly somebody who knows what is going on. He represents the Basil law firm. So what I'd now like to share with you is one of his posts here earlier yesterday, and he states here, MMTLP stakeholders, you are very lucky to have such outspoken market sophisticated persons in John Burdo, Wes Christian as your advocates, moving mountains and shaking things up to improve markets. So he certainly seems to be a positive advocate for obviously transparency in the markets. And finally, I'd like to share with you an earlier post from him where he's talking about action that you and me and everybody else can take. And he's also shared some important information with regard to people outside of the USA. So what he states here is take action, demand for congressional hearings for MMTLP stock fraud by market participants. So this prominent attorney recognizes MMTLP stock fraud. He recognizes market manipulation. He's aware that that is going on. So certainly credit to Mark for being honest. He's also said here he understands when public comments are opened on any overseas investors can post their stories in the comments. If enough people send letters, congressional staffers read the public comments. So great post there from Mark. The next update I'd like to provide is for ticker symbol TRKA, also known as Troika Media Group. This is a stock that has been recently going on a downward apart from Friday. So if we have a look at the chart for Friday, we can see a stronger reversal, and it was up in excess of 21.12% at closing at 21 cents. So is there any reason for this reversal? So let's have a quick article here shared by Simon Mugo, who stated Troika Media TRK stock was up 26.8% pre-market. What's next? So obviously he's looking at a resurgent investors giving more interest to this stock, given that obviously we're looking at 20.45 million shares changing hands at the time. So the volume was huge. So and the final part of the article, we can see here that obviously with regard to the analysts are still saying that it should be trading over the $1 mark, currently around about the 22 cents. So certainly a stock that we are watching in our Discord, in our weekly watch list again. So it's one of those stocks that is certainly high risk, a high reward. And finally, I'd like to finish off by giving a quick review of our weekly watch list that was shared previous week with our Discord members. So some of the stocks that we called out included ticker symbol CRBP, that was up 18% on the week, with also an opportunity to get a return of 31% Monday to Wednesday. So some of these stocks certainly is a great idea to take profits as you go along, because obviously they're high risk and not intended for a long-term hold. We also looked at Snap and Pins, and we called these out in the Discord due to what was happening with TikTok. So Snap was up 9%, Pins was up 6.5% on the week. So congratulations to everybody who got into that. Called out ENZ. That closed level on the week, so not all stock calls are successful, but this was extremely volatile with 3 opportunities to gain 7% returns. INKT, again another volatile stock, great chance to get 7% returns. It was down 11.4% on the week. We called out Riot, that was up over 21% Wednesday to Thursday, so it follows Bitcoin. On the week it was fairly level. Ticker symbol CRWD was also level on the week. HSTO, that had a great finish to the week, so that's another stock to watch. It was up 16% on the Friday, also was up 20% on the Monday, but overall in the week down 9%. The next, if you'd like to get a copy of the next weekly watch list, you can certainly join us for less than $9 a month. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.